Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this series we're going to be going over Sun in the houses. Alright, and in this segment of episode we're going to be talking about Sun in the 7th house, okay, if your Sun's in the 7th house. Okay, so when you look into your astrology chart, it's like a circle, it's like a pie, it's divided into 12 slices, and those 12 slices represent the 12 houses, okay? And within those 12 houses, you're gonna see your planets are all scattered out in any unique particular way. Okay, we're all different, but wherever your sun lands, okay, is gonna represent where it's located, and whichever house that is gonna represent where your sun is, okay? So in this segment or this episode, we're gonna be talking about if your sun is located in your 7th house, okay? If we looked into your chart and we see that your sun is in the 7th slice, okay? The 7th section, the 7th house, all right? If your sun is in the 7th house, your pride and ego is located in your relationships, your partnerships, okay? Your marriages, your social life, okay? Balancing, mirroring, okay? This is all has to do with partnerships, your relationships. This is where your pride and ego is in. So you're putting a lot of energy into the area of life that deals with relationships, and this can be business, this could be romantic, this could be social, which is like just friendship, but just anything that deals with one-to-one, your relationships with others. This is the 7th house. So the 7th house, people with their sun in the 7th house, these people can have lots of relationships, okay? Always have a best friend, always have friends near them. They can also be huge daters, okay? Love dating, love getting into a relationship, because the 7th house is about relationships, but not only is it about relationships, okay, and the one-to-one relationships, but that one-to-one is actually a balancing act, okay? So the 7th house is also dealing with balancing, okay? So these people constantly want to balance their lives with other people. This is how you have relationships, okay? Who am I to you? Who are you to me? You know, so definitely people will be very into relationships, love dating, okay? And this makes them very charming, okay? The 7th house is very intellectual in that way because it's all about balancing, okay? And using the mind to balance energies, okay? Because these partnerships and these relationships, they're not just romantic and fun, but it's how you balance your energy with other people. It's how you balance ideas with other people. So people with their sun in the 7th house, they're constantly investing in balancing. So balancing ideas, balancing thoughts, balancing energies. These people can be really into justice and making sure things are fair. These people can be very much into compromising. Okay, so in their relationships, they're balancing constantly. They're always compromising. They're always trying to see, how can this work for this person? How do we balance this energy? They're the compromisers. They're the balancers. They're the mediators. So there's a strong intellect that comes with that. I just want to be clear with that, because the 7th house isn't just about, you know, relationships in just a romantic fun sense, but it's also in a mental, intellectual sense. It's like how you balance energies and ideas, you know? So these people can be very intellectual in that sense. These people can also be very charming. Again, the 7th house is your relationships with people. These people are constantly communicating with other people, making connections with other people. A lot of people like them. And they're good at making relationships because they're constantly balancing energies. So these people are very attractive to other people. A lot of people like 7th house people, especially when your sun's in your 7th house, because the sun is about expressing yourself. It's about being entertaining. It's about being creative. So if you're putting all this spiritual, creative energy into the house of relationships and balancing, people see you as very attractive, because not only do you have your light and your shine, but you balance it with other people. You know, you make it a balance, so people love that because it's fair. You're sharing, okay? The 7th house is all about the other person. So these people are constantly thinking about the other person. It's almost can be selfless, okay? Now, sometimes the sun can struggle in the 7th house, because even though it gets a lot of attention, the sun gets a lot of attention in the 7th house, because these people are constantly dealing with relationships, attracting people. They can forget about themselves and be so much about the other person, be so much about the relationship and how to compromise and balance with the other person. They can forget about themselves. And The sun is all about your spirit, your energy, your ego. So in the 7th house, it can get lost, okay? Just like in the 4th house, you can keep your shine and your light only in your shell, like you're always hiding it because you only do it in your home, you don't come out with it. The 7th house, you can always give out your shine and your light to another person, okay, and disband in your own shine and light when it's in the 7th house. So you have to be careful with sun in 7th house. Be careful to not make your energy so much about other people, so much about compromising with other people, because yes, you're very attractive, but it's because people can use you, you know, because you're the ultimate compromiser, mediator, ultimate person that makes other people feel good. You know, you serve for other people, but serve for yourself. So that's something to remember with that. Also, when we talk about our sun signs, we talk about our relationship with our father figure or the patriarchal figure in the family, you know, whoever represented the pride. And when your sun's in the 7th house, a lot of the father figure or the pride in the family was very balanced, okay? Very much about, you know, fairness and the other person in relationships. So they were really good with relationships, a really good person, very nice to you. You know, everything was all about being sweet, but it could have been also all about being sweet and fair. And they could have made you very humbled in that way, to not think of yourself and think of the other person. Or this person was a person always think about other people, despite them being very charming. And speaking about charming, I also want to emphasize, sun in the 7th house, these people are very charming to the point of creative. I'm talking about sun, okay? Creative energy, you put it to the 7th house about balancing that and thinking about the other person and how you can be attractive to the other person. These people are good with beauty, they're good with makeup, they're good with dressing, because they understand how to attract other people. Because again, sun is all about expressing yourself and expressing your light and getting attention. When you put it into the house of other relationships, this is how you get attention from other people. So these people balance energy, they make themselves attractive to other people, they make sure they look good. They're going to be interested in dressing or looking in a certain way to look good, or just be very charming, okay? Speak in a certain way to attract people. So really good people, very good socially charming people, just like the sun in the 5th and 3rd house. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, book a reading with me, okay? I do astrology readings, and you can ask me about anything. It's deep. I talk about your destiny. I talk about your career, your love life, your karma, any questions you have, gifts, curses. We go through it in these astrology readings. So if you want to book with me, email me. I'll have my email in the description box. Also, if you enjoyed the music in the beginning of this video, check out my music on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, okay? I'll have all the links in the description box below, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.
They see the change, the tone, but they couldn't handle that. No, they couldn't handle that.